Hello and welcome to Impact Africa, our online talk show where we get to have conversations with diverse people and organizations who are impacting lives positively. Yes, this is your girl, Kemi Akiode Adebayo, aka Mama K. And in today's program, which is the last program for this season and this episode, we're going to kind of feature 9 guests, special guests that I had wonderful conversations with over the last, 7 months or thereabout, and it's been a blast. So you're going to hear some of my chat and them sharing their stories. We've got models, social entrepreneur, business owner, an artist. Oh wow, it was just a blast for me. We had to narrow it down to 9. If I really wanted to go, we could, showcase up to 30 people or 40 people, but we're going to focus on 9. They're all from South Africa, based in Cape Town. And we're going to hear from Marie, who is the CEO and founder of Celebrities Casting Agency. They do wonderful work, in terms of what they do in the area for young models, they're giving them a platform, basically to showcase their talent. Then we had from my brother from another mother, George, who is the manager of the Haven Night Shelter, Bellville. George shared a story with us about how he started as somebody who was homeless himself to now becoming the manager of the Haven, the night shelter that does a lot, for the needy and homeless in Cape Town, especially based in Bellville. Then you'll hear from my sister, Michelle. Yeah, I've got a lot of sisters and brothers. Michelle, she's the business owner of Embroidery at Work, and they are based in Cape Town. They do a lot of work in the community as well. Embroidery at home, not work. I got it wrong. Don't mind me. It's been a long year, huh? Then I had Gavin. Oh, Gavin, the director of the Collective Arts Theatre. He's an artist, a comedian. He does so much for art in the area of Bellville. I was just inspired, by him. And please do go support them at the Collective Arts Theatre in Bellville. Then I had Charmaine. What an energy this woman had, yeah? Charmaine, wow. Yes, she can crumb. She's got a son who runs the Rebel Dance Academy. She does a lot of work in the Bunterville area in Naklo in Cape Town. And she's a breast cancer survivor. I was just, impressed, and I got emotional as well, while hearing her story. So you will hear just clips and snippets of what they do. Then we have Chuma. My brother's a ceramic artist, and he's based in Cape Town. He's won lots of awards showcasing Africa and South Africa specifically around the world, and mostly in the USA. You will be inspired by the work of Chuma. Then we had Mama Iris. She's the founder director of the Ediadini Community Development, which is based in Kalisha. Mama Iris is passionate about young people and, the youth, the children who don't have anything, in Kalisha, which we all know is a disadvantaged community in Cape Town. Kudos to you, Mama Iris. And Joanne, my tall, young founder, CEO for the Macassar Pottery, and he does so much as well in the community, trying to give young people who have had, bad experience in life, giving them an opportunity, and they make this beautiful ceramics as well, which they sell. Woolworth is one of their clients, and they sell this as a way to raise income, for themselves. Last but not the least is Elise. She is the founder of City Dots and the volunteer head with Constantia Can Cape Town. We all know how COVID has affected a lot of us. Constantia Can did a lot of work trying to raise money, get food for the people in the township, and they did a lot of work there. 9 amazing young, well, some of them are old, but it's okay, we can call them young. 9 amazing young brothers and sisters of mine, and they are just amazing. I just loved hearing them. They gave tips, about various things, that means a lot to them. They shared their experience in terms of what the organization is about, and a lot of other things. So enjoy. Now, let me go back to the business side, of things. what has helped you with your business to make it successful? And can you share any tips, any business tips, for with any of our viewers out there?
Yes. Well, you know what? The people you know is very important. So
Okay.
you don't get anywhere if you don't know the right people. So I would say mingle as much as you can. Read your newspapers or listen to the news. Not always, but know what's going on around you. So that when you're in a conversation, that you can easily be part of that conversation.
Correct.
Many people stand in a conversation that got nothing to say. So, tips for a person. If you're a girl, make sure you know what's the soccer and the rugby team and what's going on there a bit in the cricket. So that when they talk, at least you don't have to know everything. You have to contribute.
That's so important, actually, because people could go, there's so much negativity on the news and what is happening. And I don't watch TV myself.
Because it makes you negative.
Yeah, but I'm realizing though that I still need to get a small balance to knowing what is happening out there. Because if not, you're in your own little world, although I hear on the radio, but there's some things the radio does not share. So I'm trying to get a balance, so it is important because not when people are talking and they're like, oh, they say, I don't know. I don't know. Something happened here, I don't know. But that is so important. Wow. So now let's move on to South Africa. We are all aware of all the challenges in Africa that we have, from gender-based violence, unemployment, especially amongst the young people, and a lot of other things. Poverty is right. What do you think could be a solution to any of this? Can you share with us any solution to anything that you're passionate about?
Wow. I just have one thing that's very important to me. Is, there's so many things going on.
Correct.
But for me, I don't know, it's not fitting in what you're saying.
No, it's okay.
For me,
it's okay.
I believe, if you look at your elderly people, that's for me, and if you start treating it will filter down.
To look after them.
And then the older generation is, don't write them off. You can learn from your big mama, and you can learn from them. That's for me a very point to my heart, is to take care of our elderly people.
So what are some of the other solutions you think we can have to homelessness or dealing with some of these issues of drugs, of crime, of poverty, unemployment? Anyone you want to pick?
Once again, I like to look at things holistically. Because we all fit in like a puzzle. And collaboration with partnered organizations is key. Because when you really look at it, we're not all good at everything. And this is my contribution to the bigger picture. I mean, when I look at us, we have guys like Sid, we have the Mess, we have the Task, we have the City, we have smaller organizations in different communities. When you look at little organizations like Good Deeds Foundation, where we can do outreach, that is technically core within the community. And I think a lot of the times that we're more focused on here, as in homelessness.
Right.
Comparatively, I mean, we do it in Delft, we do it in Elsie's, we did it in Ravensmead.
Right.
And I think a lot of the times is collaboration.
Right.
Where we all working to make an impact. We have this thing about plays. We normally do plays, like now we've done one via the City.
We saw one of the play, if I remember very well, and I was so taken aback with that. And I think that needs, sorry, I'm butting in there, but I was so excited with when I saw, that play and using that as a way as well for people to dream or to showcase the talent or to play another part. So I think you need to develop that more because that is a solution as well.
Yes, because it's once again, it is reaching the core.
Yes.
So technically, you can actually catch a guy before he falls, if you really look at it.
True.
I mean, like one thing catching you before you fall, like with us now, we've got a belly check group, for instance.
Right.
Ex-client actually opened up a WhatsApp group, and I think there's about 40 or 50 participants on there.
Okay.
And they support each other.
Wow.
And when you really look at that, that is just one call. Some of our ex-clients are staying in Mpumalanga, in Joburg, and yet this platform keeps them going as addicts because they might not have been at the shelter at the same time. However, they come from the same base.
Yeah. What are some of the key lessons over the years of you being in business, that you want to share with us?
Personally, Kemi, I think for one, perseverance. Okay. Things may get tough, but if it's something that you're passionate about, you will keep going. Taking one day at a time. I think that in my sector, personally, coming up with creative ideas all the time, keeping people interested. You may not be able to, as I would say, marketing is extremely important. You may not be able to employ people, but these days you are able to use your statuses on WhatsApp. Right. You are able to use Facebook and Instagram. It doesn't cost you anything. Just be out there as often as possible. Start with your family, start with your friends. Make sure that they know what you are doing. I do a personalized gift. Are you going to a baby shower? Are you going to a wedding? So that they are permanently looking at you first before going anywhere else.
Right.
Always use integrity. At core, be an honest person. I've made a mistake on your garment. I am truly sorry. I will replace it. Just bear with me. Even if it costs you. Operate.
That I can testify to so many times because I'm a difficult client and customer. I know that.
Yes.
And but each time, there's been problem. You guys have always said, no, we'll fix it. We'll find a way. And that's what keeps me coming back. And the fact that, I can come with 10 or I can come with 1.
Yes.
And wow, what interesting tips you've shared there.
Thank
I don't know
you.
if there's any more. Because I was just writing there.
Yes.
There's just so much, there. Is
Yes.
there any more that you feel you haven't, shared in terms of key lessons,
No, I think perseverance comes through. Yes, I've said it.
What are the challenges for you? What are your needs, especially, during the season? Because like you said, funding is a big issue in arts, theatre is the least funded, area. And I think it's because the value of it is not really known.
I think so. Look, this used to be the BAT Theatre.
Okay.
It's Bellville Academie vir Theater.
Okay.
Which was, or a lot of people used to just say Bellville Amateur Theatre.
Okay. Yeah, I think that was the name I remember.
Yes, but the full name was Bellville Academie Theater.
Right.
And I got involved about 15 years ago already with this theatre, and I started doing productions for this theatre. And then 7 years ago, I was asked to take over the theatre.
Right.
The theatre basically had run its course, and they needed someone new to step in, which I agreed to. But I agreed on one proviso, and that was that if I'm going to take over the theatre, then I need to take it over completely.
Okay.
Revamp the theatre, and get the community involved. Because what's the point of having it if it's not a community theatre? So, I now run this theatre full-time, and the theatre is here as a community theatre.
Right.
What I mean by community theatre is we are here to offer a training experience for people that have a desire to perform. And we have people that have full-time jobs, we have kids at school, we have, you name it, they arrive and they want to be part of a production, to experience stage. And that is what I do on a full-time basis.
Right.
So we have no funding. I don't get paid a salary to run the theatre at all. Never have. It's my money that's gone into the theatre to revamp. But how it works is every show that we do, that the ticket sales comes directly to me, and that I reinvest back into the theatre, back into the next production, and etc. Then when COVID came along, we went into a complete shutdown for months and months and months. Nothing happened, the doors were closed.
Wow.
Unfortunately, small things, your basic electricity is still running.
It has to be paid,
That still has to be paid. Rent still has to be paid. Unfortunately, so no funds were coming in, but luckily, and I say thank God, we were blessed enough to keep the doors open. I pushed, and I really did push to keep these doors open, and I've taken a lot of savings and just plowed it into the theatre. Anything to keep the theatre alive. And now, even today, I mean, we are now doing productions on 50% capacity because our venue is too small, so we can't, even though the president said 750 indoor gatherings, providing your venue is big enough. So we are working only on 40 people per performance, which is very low. But we are surviving. We are just surviving, but we could do so much more if we were filling the theatre and we could do productions often.
You spoke earlier on, about the fact that you help support the older people and the pensioners, on your street and in your area with little gifts, and you encourage them and so on. So what do you think, what more, can be done to help some of our old people? And maybe before you talk about what can be done, maybe let me go to, what are some of the challenges for old people that they talk to you about? What are some of the challenges that they tell you?
Well, it's mostly, for me, I can say mostly the family. I see you get, some of them, the children don't come near, they're alone.
So loneliness.
Yes. That's why I actually had a group also for our pensioners where we do beading. And just to keep them busy in the mornings, we will come together, we will sit. And now that's actually before COVID. When COVID started, we stopped. And actually, sadly, I've lost 1, 2, 3 of the old people. Also, it was a sad time for me. It was.
Wow.
The one very close to me, it's my opposite neighbor.
Okay. But remember though, you were there for her.
Yeah.
Throughout the time before COVID. She's gone, but you've got an angel as well looking after you, and your husband as well. So you've just got more angels.
Yes.
So, what I will say is good, you're sharing this, and the fact that what you're doing, with the older people, and the fact that you're saying families, don't come and see them, or they don't have contact, with their family, and you're being their family. So for the time, those 3 that you lost, that you were family for them. you know, you're family for them.
Thank you.
Well done, and kudos to all you're doing. What are some of the life lessons, you know, for you that you have learned, you know, over the years of being an artist that have helped you to become what you are today, which can help an upcoming creative artist like yourself? So can you share with us some of the life lessons? I know we could probably have a program on that alone, but if you don't mind, if you could share with us,
It's really short, this one.
Yeah, very short.
I guess the life lesson that I've learned during the time is that firstly, when you are creative, you want your own space, and sometimes people sometimes we don't want to listen to others because you want to do what you do. But then at some point, you do need to have people around you that will support you emotionally, physically, and all of that, and all with all that support that's around you. What's gonna come out of you is definitely gonna show the kind of people that you have around you, and also it's gonna even increase your creativity. So that's I think for me that worked for me in a way, and then the other thing is you at the same time you're gonna get discouraged by people. It could be family, it could be friends, it could be a lot of things. So luckily for me, my family, especially when my mom and my dad, when I told them I wanted to be an artist, they never said, "But come on, art doesn't make money. Are you sure you want to do this thing?"
Do that?
They never said that. They said, "Okay, come on, we'll support that. Go on and be what you want to be." And they supported me the whole time. And as much as they haven't seen what I've been doing now, they saw just before they passed. They saw what has been happening. And so with that, for me, it didn't matter now what friends are saying, because I know at school they used to say, "Hey, you're dirty when you're working with clay, you're working with mud and stuff." Because we used to go to campus with our aprons,
overalls, and
go to your room and they're like, "What's happening with this guy?" And
what are some of the challenges for you in terms of being a community activist?
There's a lot of challenges. A lot of people don't understand the name NPO, non-profit organization. They think you get money, you're making money, you are rich. They don't understand, even if you got 2 rand, you must account. Even if you get 20 cents, you must account. So wherever or whenever I ask for assistance, I don't ask for money. I ask for a bag of rice, vegetables, to cook for the people. That's what I want to do for them. My dancers have got uniform. That uniform was bought by this previous employer of me. They've got t-shirts, they've got caps, they're all written Ejardini. That man, white man, stays in Melbourne. He really takes care of my things, because he said, "I know you love your people, so I'm not going to support you. What does your club members need? The ladies club, what does they need? Then he will give it for all of us. The children, what does they need?" This coming Saturday, I'm willing to feed close to 300 people.
Wow. Well done.
Every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, we cook with those big pots. We feed, you must see the queue.
I can imagine.
Queue from this side is children, over the road is youth, this side is elders. So when we feed, we start with the elders, we come to the children, the last is the youth, because they're lazy.
They don't want even to help us cleaning the pots. They just
Really?
want to eat. So I always tell them, you guys are last. I'm starting with the olds and the children. You are last. When the pot is finished.
Let me go now back to Macassar. So what do you guys do? What do you actually do?
Okay. But there's two sides to the coin. And for me, as a social enterprise, there's these two things that are in tension.
Yes.
There's a social impact component and there's an enterprise component. And at the moment, we were very, very fortunate to receive funding from the IDC that is helping us to scale our operations.
Awesome.
But that means that we are in a process of figuring out that tension between social impact and profit.
Right.
Because the usual model is that you have a business with an owner that has a good heart and wants to help. Then he starts a non-profit and he gives of his profit to the non-profit and they support a soup kitchen or a creche or whatever. And I don't think that model is helpful at all. So, especially not with young people. We need to merge the two so that while I'm working on the job, I'm working with a power partner that's teaching me this job. Because dignity is linked to productivity. It's big words, but the point is, how can I feel that I'm a dignified human being, but I'm not able to put food on the table for my children?
Yeah.
It's impossible. So if we are going to build a normal society, productivity and job creation, it's like these, it's become buzzwords, but it means more than that. So as a enterprise, we are a township-based center for ceramic design and production. We do a lot of what we call white label production, which means Woolworths would offer us a product that we then cost on and we manufacture under their name.
Awesome.
It's their name at the bottom, not ours. But then
they outsource it basically.
Yeah. So, but also we have our own ranges and we produce for smaller online stores and so on. So on the enterprise, there's a growing just factory. But then on the social side, we have a range of psychosocial support measures for the young people that we work with, because as a social enterprise, we upskill, employ and incubate youth with a focus on youth that never finish school.
Okay. Exactly. Now let me talk about you. Again, let's come back to you now. So what motivates you, or what are some of the personal qualities as well that you have? I know a lot of people don't like talking about themselves, that you have, that has helped you in being a leader. That people have told you. I know you've already shared a few of them, and then I want to know what motivates you, what keeps you going to do what you're doing in the community and so on.
In terms of a leader, to the extent that I'm a good one, I think I certainly try and get to the heart of people and really connect with them and understand them. So I think, my feeling is people just want to be seen, and that's from everyone, and a remarkable number of people are just invisible to many of those around them. So I think, and obviously in a company you want to listen to the voices of people. When you're leading a team, you want to, you need to keep control, but you want to try and run a democratic structure. Right. I mean, I might have been, I actually took over from a woman who was quite tough at MNet, and I initially was maybe too soft, because I tend to get sucked into people's personal situations, and I had a lot of women in my team, and there were a lot of things going on in their lives, as there always is. So it is sort of finding that line. But I do think, empathy and understanding other people's and your own vulnerability is very important. And you know, I think, I mean, the best leaders are the ones who recognize that the stronger the people around you. So I've got a lot of people who've worked for me who've way surpassed me in life, but you know, I always enjoyed having really strong, talented people working for me, and you know, I do think that is becoming a realization across the world. But you know, there was a time where you would sort of feel intimidated by someone good on your team. But
right,
yeah.
Okay. Wow. So, but you didn't share what motivates you.
Okay, what motivates
What motivates you? I want to hear that. What keeps you going? You know, why do you do what you do?
Which, all of it.
All of it. The one about being a people person, the time you give of yourself to this community work, you know, in retreat and other places as a business mentor. Yeah.
Look, I find, you know, I love South Africa. I think it's an incredible country. I think, you know, again in COVID now, the stories of individual people, as I said, you know, these individual people that I've met, you know, go to someone's, quick aside, shack in Sisiwe, one of the women who cooked for us, she had this music system that was bigger than anything I've ever seen. And I said, Sisiwe, what is this? She says, no, my kids and my husband love to dance. And just the joy people get out of simple things, and what individual, so I feel very hopeful about this country, but I also, you know, what is wrong here is also completely under my skin. I have to say, I can't close my eyes to it. So you just have to do what you can do. It's it's like I just, you know, the divide is too big, and we need to fix things. So so that is partly what motivates me to try and do what I can do, and you know, and I want to model that to my children, because they need to do that again too, and I suppose, as I say, it's 100% a two-way street. All of these things, I've gotten more out of it than I've actually been able to give. You know, I still have a very privileged life, and none of that has changed. And but it's been wonderful to meet so many people, to learn from them. I mean, across all of the stuff I've just met the most incredible people. So I think that's also just given me joy, and I've learned so much from that. So
right, okay. Wow, I know it's been a long one, you know, hearing the story, snippets of what they shared with me earlier on. And I'm just so blessed. I feel so blessed to have met them, to have heard their stories, and to have heard how they're impacting lives in their various ways, positively impacting lives. And now they're making a difference through work, through their community, through family, through, you know, passion, you know, and skills and their talent as well. What I want to say as we round up, you know, the year for 2021, I know it's been a very, very tough one for most of us. And, you know, there's a lot to look forward to in the year 2020. I believe so, and we all have to believe. We all have to keep going. We all have to stay positive. We all have to celebrate the little wins, you know, that we make. Don't feel, you know, I don't know how the year's gone for you, good or bad, tough. I don't know, a lot of people have lost loved ones, and for me personally, it's been a journey. But still in it, I'm thankful. I'm so thankful. Thankful for life, thankful for family, thankful for friends, thankful for my faith that has kept me grounded. So what I'm asking you as well, and I'm pleading with you, no matter how the year has been for you as an individual, no matter how, especially those who have struggled in whatever means, loss, bereavement, divorce, separation, loss of a job, and a lot of other things. Keep on having hope. Have hope. That's all we can do. Just keep having hope. 2022 will get better. This season we've all had will pass. And for those who have celebrated the birth of a child, marriage, a new home, new job, you know, and so on, kudos to you. I wish you all the best, and may you continue to thrive more in what you do. And please keep impacting lives wherever you are. Whatever you do counts. You might think, what do I have? How can I impact lives? But you can do a lot. You can do a lot to others. It's always good to give. It's always good to give. And like I always say, God is love. This is Mama K, signing off for this season. It's been a long one. See you in 22 by God's grace. And may God's mercy and blessings continue to be upon us. Stay safe, stay positive, stay happy, stay prayerful, and stay loving others. It's me, Mama K, signing off. Till next time. God bless.